Peace. Kofa, Grow Talk Entertainment. Wake your glass up. What's going on, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Happy post 4th of July weekend. I hope you guys had a real good weekend. Hopefully you had an extended weekend like I did. I was off yesterday as well, so I had a 4-day. I appreciate everybody being in here. This is Growth Talk Entertainment, where we help men find a positive fuck it. I'm going to start over because my computer started glitching, and that shit threw me off. Again, wake your glass up. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Thank y'all for coming back after a long weekend. Today is July 8th, 2025. Again, it is 7:31 p.m. because I stumbled through this shit in the beginning. It is 7:31 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. Again, I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa, easy to say, easy to spell. Once again, this is Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Thank y'all for being in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with Randy before I start doing shout outs. Hopefully, I won't be struggle streaming tonight, but you know how I do.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful audience. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
back on me. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause. Now we're gonna get to the general housekeeping. I'm sorry. You see the Cash App, you see the PayPal on the screen. Y'all know how to use that. You've been in these YouTube streets long enough. You know how to use super chats, super stickers. But if you don't want to donate monetarily, what you will do is hit the like button. The like button's free. Take your shoes off when you come in my house.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Now that we got the housekeeping out of the way, again, appreciate you guys. Let me slide over here to the comments. As always, supporting Brother Malika. He says, peace, Kofa, and chat.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Sister Felicia back in the building. Sister Felicia, I've not forgotten about your donation last week. I'm mulling around, seeing whose t-shirt I'm going to give to what. Kind of going back through some of the old comments before I just, give a shirt away. Because I don't want to give it away willy-nilly. But for those that weren't in here last week, Felicia donated, and she said make sure somebody get a shirt. So salute to you, sis.
You go, girl!
Appreciate you being in here. Yep. Hit the like button on your way in. Thank you, sis. She says, good evening, Kofa, mods, and chat. Son Moses, salute to you, good brother. Appreciate you as always. Brother DG, the legend, salute, good brother. I appreciate you being in here. Wash Gamer says, peace to all. Peace to you, good brother. Let me see. Emperor in the building. He says, salute, big bro. I appreciate it, brother. Let me see. Big facts. DG says, my condolences to all the families down in Texas. That was crazy. I don't want to get my conspiracy theory going, but from what I've been hearing, they didn't even put out like a flash flood warning. It just hit all of a sudden. But we're supposed to be monitoring weather, and this is the area that has had floods before. So RP to everybody that lost their life, and condolences to their families. BT in the building. He says, peace, Kofa, and chat. Peace to you, good brother. Let me see. Where we at? DG, you say me? Did you lose somebody down there, brother? Let me see. Keep rolling. Sister Almond Eyes in the building.
You go, girl!
Appreciate everybody being in here. We're going to go ahead and get to cooking. I have one clip tonight. We're going to see how long this goes. I kind of want to hit it hard and pause and quit it tonight. I just want to keep this short, simple, sweet, direct to the point. So y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all know Kofa's a nerd. I'm sitting around. Salute to Chris Trucker.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
I told y'all last Tuesday when we were live that Chris Trucker is responsible for at least 10 to 20 of my lives, especially recently. So again, me and my boy out there, we're smoking cigars, have a good conversation, just talking about life, some of the things he got planned coming up, some of the things I got planned coming up, adjustments we're making and all that. So it made me think about playing your cards. And then it was something he said in the conversation. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of just making the most of what you have. And it made me think about that term of playing the hand that you're dealt. Of course, Nerdy Kofa, I thought about X-Men, I thought about Gambit. So that's where you got the thumbnail that you guys got. Let me see if I can take it back. For those that don't know, I'm not going to be up on the screen. Let me get back here. Let me see. Oh, wrong thing. Clicked on the wrong thing. So I know you guys can hear me. Let me turn down this music. So I was like, let me make this thumbnail, make a black Gambit. You see he got all 3 aces. But if those are the only cards you got to use, you got to make the most of them. He's using his mutant superpowers to charge those up. You see in the background, he got, however you want to term it, he got friends that are walking away from him. He's sitting there at the poker table, head in hand, about to lose some money, take an L. So you just play the hand that you're dealt. You do the most that you want to do with it. You guys know I like my metaphors. I like my similes. Back on me. I've done it before where I've compared chess and life and chess and different things like that. So I really don't know this game of poker, but it got me to thinking. So I started looking at like some of the more popular terms like I fold or, somebody's bluffing, things we've seen in movies, TV shows that we all kind of think, well, maybe I could play this game. Never tried a hand at poker at all, but it got me to think about that when I was thinking about playing the hand that you're dealt. Everybody's not going to have the same background. There's a clip out there from Young Guru, which is Jay-Z's producer / engineer extraordinaire. He's been around Rockefeller forever and a day. And he was on a podcast. He was saying how life isn't like chess. He was giving pushback against that because he was saying that everybody in life doesn't start out with the same piece, but it's more like, a card game where you got to work with what you're given. You got to work with what you're dealt. And that stayed with me. I still think chess is a great tutor for life or metaphor for life, in my opinion. But so is poker. You are getting blind hands. You do have to work with the cards you have to work with. You have to play to the best of your ability with what you do have. I'm quite sure there's stories out there where people have made these miraculous comebacks with shitty hands in poker, and some people that have had amazing hands at the outset and got relaxed and ended up losing a big pot of money because they did not play their cards right. So I said all that to say that's the focus tonight. I did find one video from a poker player, and he started comparing poker to life. So I just took some notes off of that, and it was things that I already think that we've already talked about here, but I kind of highlighted certain things he said in this little short clip that he's running. So I'm going to play the clip. We'll stop. If you guys got questions, ask me in the chat. Y'all know how I come over. I like to shout out everybody in the chat because you guys do keep me going. You keep me energized when I'm doing these lives. So I'm going to slide over to you guys' comments now, and we'll see before we get rolling tonight. So this actually may not be a long live tonight. We'll see. Let me see. Oh, DG says, no, I want I want the shirt. I appreciate it, good brother. Y'all make sure y'all get your G.R.O.W.T.H merch at growthtalkent.com. Go ahead, put your orders in. Salute to Messy Michonne again. Salute to Chris Trucker. Y'all go. I think I have my stuff fairly priced in comparison, especially my hoodies, in comparison to a lot of other stuff I've seen online. It does get there fairly quickly. Again, I've ordered from myself for myself. So make sure you go support the channel. If you don't want a super chat, super sticker, PayPal or Cash App, or do all of them. Either way, I'm gonna still be here cooking. Y'all know how I do. So I'm not gonna shake my tin cup, but I really do appreciate the support if you go through growthtalkent.com. Let me keep on rolling. Chelsea in the building. What's going on, sis?
You go, girl!
Appreciate you being in here. Let me see who else we got. Watch Gamer says, damn, I was watching World Series of Poker before this live. The irony.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Yeah, we're going to get into some points. I think I did a good job of expanding some of the stuff the guy talked on. Yep, Felicia know about it, talking about Young Guru. But, he was dropping gems in that. Kind of disagree, but at the same time, I do get his point. Let me see. Watch Gamer says, man, do I have free poker stores? You got to drop some of them one day. Derek Gaines says, I tried to learn to play poker. I got to do that shit myself. I put that on the list. After I saw this guy's video and the way he was speaking, I was like, oh shit, like I learned something. So hopefully I can glean off of him. I have no problem doing that. If I see something I think is of value to the group, what we say in the Army, you want to be added value, not negative value. You want to be value added. So I believe this guy's breakdown of the ups and downs of life and how he handles it in poker, he really had to sit down and start applying it to his life. So that was interesting, letting him tell that personal story as being a poker player and how it hit him one day that he needs to start doing this shit with his life.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Chelsea says, I tried to get my ex to teach me, but he wouldn't because he said, I'm not a good liar. My face is.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Chelsea, you do look a little bit innocent. I don't know. Maybe there's a way you could use that to your advantage. I don't know. YouTube it. The second highest search platform in the world. YouTube it and see if you can use your innocent face to your advantage in poker. So that said, we're going to go ahead and get started with the video. I appreciate everybody being in here. Let's go ahead and get to cooking. I do have my notes, so let me hit you guys with what we are going to talk about. Y'all know I like to do this every now and then. So rare cards. This is going to be something he kind of mentions, and I want to point that out too. Rare cards, finding real friends at the table. Having true friends in certain environments is rare, indeed. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Know your hand, the variables you hold with people, because people got you around for different reasons, right? What variables do you have when you're dealing with people? And what do you look for when you're dealing with people? Number 3, your move. What's the next play? What are you going to do next? How are you going to handle that? Number 4, pause, don't fold, don't quit. Read the room and play without sympathy. This is a big one I'm going to hit on. Pause, don't stop, learn to read. There's no sympathy when you're playing the game of life. Let me go to number 5, ego check. Don't go all in. Don't go all in just to avoid losing, just to say you put it all on the line. We hear these terms and colloquialisms all the time. Check that addictive ego of not losing. Number 6, stack the lessons, not the losses. Salute to BT again. Focus on the next win. Put less weight on the failures, more focus on the lessons to get the win. So now I done told you what we're going to talk about, so let's get to it.
There's been nothing more humbling for me than massive downswings. If you're like me or anybody else who has played enough poker, you might find it hard to maintain your sanity at times when going through one. Through the many years of just insane ups and downs, I remember the feeling like my entire self-worth was determined by my results in this game. There'd be times where weeks would pass and I just couldn't fathom the amounts that I've lost, and I wouldn't stop being myself.
Let me pause it real quick. Y'all drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear this good. I got the volume up as much as I can, doctored it as much as I could without altering it. So just drop me a couple of 1s in the chat. Let me know you guys can hear it. You can hear it clear and you understand what he's saying so far. Got 1s. Okay, cool. Appreciate it, Malika. Appreciate it, Watch. So we're going to keep on rolling. So notice something he said off top. His entire self-worth. This is where we're going to talk to about going all in. His entire self-worth was based on how he played that game or that next hand. Him as a human being is based on this game he's playing. So I'm going to let him cook a little bit more, and then we'll get to the points.
Up over losing certain hands. I didn't want to talk to anybody about it since having real friends in this type of environment that I played in was rare for me. It was in those moments that I realized that it was on me to snap out of it and turn it around. I wanted to share what I've learned based on my years in the game and the type of mindset I've tried to adopt when dealing with them. When I first started playing...
I'm gonna pause that real quick. We're gonna go bring it back on me. We'll pick up where we left off. But what I say, number 1, he just touched on it. Rare cards. Finding real friends at the table, having true friends in certain environments is rare. We've heard the story 1,000 times. I'm from this place. I'm from that place. I grew up like this. I went to this high school. You know, the way cats move over here is different than what they do over there. We've heard this time and time again. Playing the hand you're dealt, not playing and using people necessarily. But it's going to be rare that you have such a good hand, that you're going to have a good circle of friends. Even myself, I grew up like middle class. Never really had a want for nothing. Can't say we really struggled. It's been some bumps in the roads here and there, stayed with my grandparents for a minute while my folks went and did, whatever they needed to handle. But it was never no long-term, just impoverished struggle. I got to fight my way out the hood. But what a lot of people don't see with kids in that space is we got to fight both, because we're still trying to elevate. So you got elite people that don't want you up there with them. You got people that are beneath you. I hate using that term, but they think that you think that you're better than them. I never presented like that. I made my God's honest effort to never present that. So I have friends of all walks of life and different backgrounds, whether it was racial or financial or whatever the case may be. A lot of that shit did not expand into adulthood. It is rare that you're going to find those rare hands, those good cards. They're going to help you try to move forward in life as they're trying to do themselves. We always talk about this crabs in a barrel mentality, where as soon as somebody starts to get out, somebody grabs their leg like crabs do and pulls them back in it. Are you going to have somebody that's going to push the next one up? Then the next one reaches back and grabs that next crab. Then those two reach back and grab two more. Then they form a chain on the outside and you start pulling each other back up. It's rare that you're going to get this hand. Finding real friends, especially at that table, if y'all are competing for the same thing, getting out the hood, competing for that job or that scholarship or whatever the case may be, it's going to be rare that you have that. So you have to understand that from the outset. This is the type of stuff, and I'm kind of giving y'all this game as adults. I know my audience, just giving you a different way to look at it. So hopefully you take this and you can start giving it to somebody coming up after you. Not to sound arrogant, but I wish I had a me when I was coming up, especially as I'll say an older young man, about my early 30s, my mid 30s really. I wish I had a me between 30 and 35 to talk this type of shit. Cause that's when you start transitioning into true manhood. Now you got real responsibilities, houses, and you start getting to that age where you're taking care of children and parents. But not gonna go down all the way down that road tonight. Let me slide over here and get to y'all comments and see if y'all hear what I'm saying. Let me see. I got the ones. A piece say that Brother Drew Titan LLC in the building, aka the Painful Excellence Podcast.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Brother Jose in the building. He says your true friends are your parents. I went and learned that the hard way.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Let me see. Then the cycle. Let me see. Drew. Let me see. Jose says, very good person, very good mindset. And then the cycle keeps going on and on and on. As you age, yeah, Jose, it keeps going on and on. You're going to find these different people in different walks of life. But that's the first point of the night. Once you understand that you could get a rare hand and that nobody's going to get the same cards, to deal. You might get different cards, but they might be worth the same if I'm understanding the game of poker right. It may make your hand look different. The same card that you got this time, somebody else could get and totally change their hand. So you're going to have to play with what you're dealt. And it's going to be rare that you have a circle of friends that's going to be on the same path that you on, trying to get to the same places. And if you do find that, it's even more rare that they're going to support you because you might get there before them.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Back to the video, and I will get to the next point. Let me bring this down. Boom. Go ahead and bring this up, and then we'll switch. We'll get to that one next. Let's keep on rolling.
Playing poker, I remember reading this book by Doyle Brunson. I can't remember the title now, but one of the biggest concepts in that book that really resonated with me was when he said that poker is a game of people. It's such a simplistic but powerful statement. What he meant was that the cards were just variables in the game, and ultimately, poker is still a game of people, not cards. The people play the cards, and the cards are just a tool. After I read that, I remember that light bulb just go on in my head and realizing that even though you're playing poker with all these different people, the game is really just a battle with yourself, your own mind. That realization really helped me make a shift in my mindset during downswings. I realized that when you're losing, it's not about the cards or the other players in the game. It's about what's going on with you. We can't control the action of the other players or affect how the cards come out, so we might as well not waste energy on that and only focus on what we can control.
Pause it real quick again. Bring it back on me so we can get to these talking points. Boom. Know your hand. There's going to be different variables that you hold with people. People got you around because you might be the person that always has a little bit extra. You might help out here and there. You might be the person that has the car, you know, starting out young in life. You're the first person to start driving in high school. Now everybody's your friend, right? People want things, they try to glean off of you. And you may be the type of person that Kofa was, that you're a giver. You're constantly helping people. I had to check that up with myself. I thought I had some solid people in my circle, but as soon as I started choosing me, and I had to say no because I literally did not have it. I really found that out when I didn't have the money to give, when I was in a tight spot. People get frustrated. You always do this. And they will quit calling, quit texting, quit checking on a brother, all that shit. And then they'll make their little come up for a minute, thumb their nose at me, and then I'll pass them on their way back down as I'm going up. Because I stayed the course and kept fucking working. But it's a lot of people that are jealous of you. There are a lot of people that are angry with you because you're moving differently than how they move, and you're slowly being rewarded. Do not self-sabotage. You got to know your hand. You know when you got it. You know when you don't. I've said it here before. You know your pockets. You know your situation better than anybody else.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Don't forget how to move for you and the way that you move. Brother Malika had a comment in here I wanted to make sure I got to. Brother Malika says, Kofa, I realized as I got older, my friendship circle got smaller as I got wiser, more focused, and mature.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
No news in the building. Salute to you. But Malika, that is indeed the truth, brother. As you start to grow and mature, I don't care if it's a man, woman, again, we focus on the brothers. But as you start to mature, the things that were fun before, the people that were fun before, they may not be that. Sometimes you can outgrow your circle. And that's when people start thinking that, oh, you think you better than somebody. As I got older, you know what I started saying? Yeah.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I do. If I'm not better than anybody outside, I do know who I'm better than. And that's the old version of me. I'm better than that guy. I'm not going to keep moving the same and taking the same L's. Why would I keep playing this fucking game and not learning? So point number 2, know your hand. The variables you hold with people and the variables they hold with you. You know what person is quick to quit on somebody because you watch them do it to other people. It's only a matter of time before that shit circles around to you because people are who they are. Again, in parentheses, what variables do you have in dealing with people? Be able to look and decipher about, can I go to this person for this? And you might have to actually try it, test that fire, and get burned or screwed over by that person. Or they may just tell you no. And then you got to move on and slide and still have them stuff. Because again, that's your hand that you got to deal with. Sister Messy in the building with the super sticker. She says, where we at? Of course. The parent character jumping up and down saying #1 fan.
You go, girl!
I appreciate it. With the 10 spot, let me see. What we going to hit Messy with?
Give me your fucking money!
Back on me. I appreciate it, Sister Messy. Thank you for being in here. Let's get back to the video. Let me go ahead and bring up point number 3 about this so you guys can think about it as he's talking. Your move. What's your next play? What are you doing and what are you going to do? Let's pick back up with the video. If I can click on the thing. There we go.
Our thoughts and emotions when playing. I think the first step in dealing with the downswing is accepting that they're inevitable. You got to be mentally prepared for when they happen, because when they do, life is going to feel very unfair. It's going to feel very personal and like it's only happening to you, but everybody loses regardless of what you may see on social media. We sometimes forget that losing is a very natural part of the game and lose sight of that basic logic when we're in a downswing. Because the cards have no memory of the outcomes of previous hands, being dealt a loser consecutively is bound to happen when you put in a lot of value. Now, how do you handle downswings and how do you play through them? You should take a mental break from the game. Go do anything else except play poker. Stop the internal dialogue in your head. which is one of the things I've struggled the most with, that stream of negative thoughts after losing a hand. One thing that I've learned is that having sympathy for yourself over a game where everybody loses really serves no purpose. When you're blaming your losses on the dealer, the players, or bad luck, all you're really doing is convincing yourself that you're a victim. The cold hard truth is that your competitors don't care that you're losing, and nobody on the table is actually giving you sympathy. Save your breath when you're down and redirect your focus on fixing your mindset, which is really half the battle.
Boom, bring it back on me. We're cooking through these. We're going to hit 3 and 4 at the same time. So what's your next move? I've come here. I've laid out on my sword, or fallen on my own sword, as they say. When I talked about my son, I'm going to keep using that as the most recent example. But then I also came back and I told y'all what was going on as far as me filing for custody. The next step that I had to do. Me traveling down to Alabama. I just ran over to Alabama early this morning. My son had an appointment, had to run back up here, put in a little bit of work from the house. And still be here with y'all tonight. Because that's what I'm doing. Your move, what's your next play? What are you going to do? Continue to be there for my son. Continue to make sure he has the best medical care that he can have. Continue to call and try to figure out what's going on with the court system and custody, because I got some things I got to execute before October 1st. That's the timeline I'm on. So I know the hand that I'm dealt. So now I'm looking at these cards. I'm going to shuffle them around and say, oh shit, is it the right time to play this one? Do I need to play this hand? Do I need to bet this? Do I need to hold back? Nobody knows that bet. I can come here and talk I'm blue in the face and talk to you guys. But nobody knows my situation better than me. Just like nobody knows your situation better than you. Again, you have the answers. That's ultimately what I'm getting at tonight. You got the answers. When I ask you, it's your move. What's your next play? What are you doing, or what are you going to do? You're the only person that can answer that. I don't know. You can tell me whatever the fuck you want to tell me and then slide off and do the total opposite, or sit on your ass and not do a goddamn thing. No. I can listen to that shit all day. I've had people telling me they're going to make this move, certain moves, for the last 10 years. No. Do you think they've literally made that move in the last 10 years?
But wait, it gets worse.
No, they haven't. Like Kanye said, every next summer I'm talking about what I'm finna. On and on and on. They keep making these empty promises to you. They make these empty promises to themselves. They popping all this shit, and they're in the same position, and they're doing the same thing. And then people will be like, I'm trying. Keep taking these out. You might have to try something different. You might have to take that gamble. Not saying go all in. I'm not saying fold. You may have to change up your strategy to execute the things that you say you want to execute. Let me get to number 4. Speaking of not going all in and folding. Pause, don't fold, read the room, and play without sympathy. The guy just finished talking about it. His name is at the end. I forgot his name right now. Pause, don't stop, learn to read. There's no sympathy when you're sitting at that table. Everybody at a poker table, this is one thing I do know. Everybody sitting at that poker table knows that somebody is going to lose. There's only one winner that's walking away from that fucking table. Everybody's going to play their hearts out like it's them. But for the most part, everybody is sitting there knows that only one person is going to walk away. Now, you may be arrogant enough to think it's you, which is fine, but everybody else is going to fucking lose. I don't care how bad they lose. I don't care. Of course, my boy called me back now. I'll hit him up later. They don't know how bad they're going to lose. They don't know if they're going to fold early, if they're going to put it all in and then lose everything. It's only one person walking away from that fucking table that's going to win. Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Brother Jose says, patience is a big deal. Indeed. Speaking about the rare find in friends, he says, my parents told me those are not your friends. They're just using you. Indeed. Let me keep going out. Again, Jose says, hang out with people who you have a common future, not a common past with, good brother. A good brother of mine from Detroit told me that. Indeed, bro. You say it all the time. This is a Jose Diaz saying, you see it. Hang out with people you have a common future with, not a common past.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Watch Gamer says, sometimes you got to step away from the table to collect your thoughts. Put your hand down. Take a pause. You know the hand you're dealing with. Situation with life. They done dealt you these cards at the table. You know the cards. You know what you got going on in life. Put them down. Take a breath. Chill. See what you got to do next. And you might have to take it hand by hand just to stay in the game. Appreciate that, Wash. Jose back at it. He says, I never thought of it like that. That is something to think about. Indeed. Brother Malika says, loss, failure, and trials is a part of life. Your loss doesn't mean quit. It means think, plan, and train smarter for the next time. It's our job to take risks. It's about the journey, not the destination.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Let me explain it on this level what Brother Malika was saying, because we've all heard that it's not about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. If you're going on this journey, you're going to get to the destination. That's inevitable. That's going to happen. If you don't quit, if you don't pause or fold, you read the room and you play without sympathy, meaning you kept going no matter what. The player to your left has folded. I mean, my left, I'm looking on the damn camera. Your left has folded. Player on your right has folded, and you're still sitting there, involved in the game, playing this shitty ass hand that you've been dealt, trying to get to the next hand or the next step in life, however you want to term it. So you want to pause. Don't fold. Don't throw in your hand yet. Read the room. Because as stressed as you are, somebody else at that table is just as stressed. Like we were just teasing Chelsea earlier. She looks so innocent. She doesn't have a good poker face. We don't know. It's somebody at that table that has a really great poker face. But that motherfucker is sweating bullets up under that hat. They eyes welling up with tears behind them shades. That's why people wear all that, the things they wear when they're playing poker. Trying to hide their emotions. You're going to have people like that in life that constantly tell you they don't give a fuck. So people that are going to pretend like they're emotionless, like they're not attached to anything, all that shit when they're sitting there at the table and they're a step away from folding, and that's your next spot. That's your hand that you could play to win and win the pot of money at the end of the day. However you want to slice it for your life. It might be that degree. Again, it might be that job. It might be moving out of state. It might be moving out of country. Salute to the passport bros.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
You never know what it's going to be. But if you set your intentions, you're trying to get to a certain destination, you're going to get there, but you want to get to the destination without going through the journey. That's like, man, you know what? I want to go to the store, but I'm not going to walk and I'm not going to drive. But you want to go to the store. Store right around the corner from the house. In walking distance, if you want to get a little bit of exercise, maybe 2-3 minute drive if you're feeling a little bit lazy. But you don't want to do either. You don't want to go through the journey of putting on your shirt, getting out of bed, getting off the couch, throwing on a shirt, some sweatpants and your shoes, and taking a walk. You don't want to do those same things. Salute, BT, I appreciate that. You don't want to do the same thing, grab your keys, hop in the car, and go around the corner to get to the destination of the store. Because then you got to come back, right? You got to go forward, then you got to come back just to go to the store. But you really want to go to the store. You really wanted some, whatever special pastry they got at this one particular store. You're going to get to the destination, but you got to get your ass up and move. You got to keep going without folding. You pause, don't fold. Let me get to these super chats. Full drinking, half thinking, simply says salute and off the muscle for the love of the game. I appreciate you, good brother.
Hotter than fish grease.
You know what? I'm gonna hit you with 5 times 2. I'm gonna get to your comment, Jose. I like that too. BT says, I had to step away, but I'm back, and this makes me tonight's sponsor play $10.02. We playing Price is Right with BT. Play my drop, please. I got you with the $10.02 for the sponsor of the night. Let me go ahead and hit BT with his drop.
I'ma just bless her. I chew. Baby girl, you with the winners. How could you lose? Like her too. Many different flavors. How can I choose?
You running in the wrong direction, ma.
Back on me. Appreciate BT being the sponsor tonight. Thank you, good brother. Let me get to this comment from Jose before we get back to it. He makes a good point. Always remember, the house always wins. Let me explain this because this is something else I understand. You have people that can go to Vegas, Atlantic City, Georgia lottery, whatever the case is. We love seeing these people win the lottery. You never beat the house. Have you ever seen somebody win X amount of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars in the lottery and you're driving and it went from, let's just say, 100 million. Then all of a sudden somebody wins and it drops down to like 15 million? This person just won $100 million that was supposed to clear the fucking lottery for the state. But it didn't. You know why? Because so many people have already played. They've already overplayed the winnings for that particular day. Let's say they did a drawing on Tuesday. But because those people had put in money earlier Tuesday before they cut it off, by the time that $100 million is won, so many people have already overplayed by the time Wednesday comes around and they change the billboards. There's still $15 million in the pot. The house always wins. Put it in a metaphor for life. What did Jay-Z say? I can't cheat. I'm trying to beat life because I can't cheat death. At some point in life, you're going to not be here anymore. So why would you not take those small wins? Why would you solely hyper-focus on these losses and the bad hand you're dealt, instead of continuing to play and learn, and then eventually you'll get to your living life wins? We all got to go sometime. I'm not trying to go to my grave broke down, destitute, sick, fucked up, and everything else because I refuse to learn. Because I chose to fold in the middle of the game of life. I fucking refuse. So I love this comment, simple as it is. Always remember, the house always wins. It's okay. But you can have your winning hands here and there. You can have your winning nights here and there. You paid off the house. The kids got out of college. You don't have any debt. You get to clear up these little things and live better. Let me get to the rest of the comments. We're going to get back to the video. A-Team in the building. What's going on, good sis?
You go, girl!
I can't see what you have because, let me see. What is this? One of those emojis I can't fucking read while I'm on here. Oh, butterflies and a heart. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let me key. Pedantic Foot in the building says, peace, Kofa in chat. Salute to you, good brother. Everybody speaking. The BT, cool. Everybody speaking. All right, cool. Let's keep on rolling. Full drinking. Salute to you again, good brother. Let's get back to the video. We almost done. Let me close out these 2 talking points we just went over again. So, and then we'll get back to the video. So we got your move. What's next for you? Then we did number 4. Pause. Don't fold. Just take a chill for a second. Step away from the table. A timeout, however you want to slice it. Read the room. Play without sympathy. Nobody's going to have sympathy for you. So you got to go as hard as you can go. And I'm not talking about screwing people over or fucking somebody out of money or whatever the case may be. But you're going to have to play your best game to move forward without any sympathy for who may lose, because you chose to be better than them. You chose to go look for their job when they stayed on the couch. You chose to apply for something better when the job was only hiring internally. And nobody wanted the manager position because y'all got used to each other on the shift. But now you don't want to be looked at as the outlier, and now your old shift buddies don't fuck with you anymore. Go apply for that shit, bro. Go look for it. Close out of that, and then we got 2 more points. Let's see, we're going to pick up with number 5. Ego check, don't go all in. We'll get to that in a second, but I'm gonna let him keep on cooking. Let me get back to the video.
I think what truly separates a winning player from a losing one is that player's persistence when they're in a downswing. I don't mean to keep going when you're exhausted and playing poorly, but I mean resting and coming back more mentally prepared to play through your losses. That leads to another point about playing through downswings, which is just being honest with yourself. Being honest about your mental state. For me, it's still a constant work in progress every time. A really bad habit I would have was not accepting to leave a loser. My ego just would not let me get out of that chair and call it a day. I would end up playing for days sometimes until the game was breaking, and eventually when the game broke, I would stay and challenge anyone that was still around to play heads up, even if I knew it was a bad decision. When it comes down to it, like anything.
Pause that right there. His ego. We're gonna slide back to me real quick. I told y'all this is gonna be a quick one. We're really almost done. Ego check. Don't go all in just to avoid losing. Check your addictive ego of not losing. He would stay there. Did you hear what that man just told you? He would stay there for days. Days, not a couple of extra hours. Days after the game broke, meaning they took a pause, they were coming back or timeout or whatever. He would stay there for days or after the game and challenge anybody else that had the same addictive personality that he had. And I'm not saying he lost all his money, but his fucking ego. He couldn't accept that he lost. So his answer in his mind, like so many of us, I'm gonna keep doing the same shit so I don't lose.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I'm gonna stay around the same people. I'm gonna keep going to the same church. I'm gonna stay at the fucking same job. I'm gonna keep making the same effort. I'm gonna repeat the same process and steps because this is gonna get me to my win. I just gotta go a little bit harder. No, you might need to change strategy. You might need to go back to number 4 and pause. Don't quit, don't fold. This is the second part of that. Number 5, ego check. Don't go all in. You're gonna bet everything you got, and again, like Jose just said, the house always wins. You just bet everything on your friends. You just bet everything on your family. You just bet everything on somebody else that was supposed to help you out with the job. You put all your quote unquote eggs in one basket. So now when you take those losses, what the great Kobe Bryant said, now you got to go get a whole nother other basket and start over, which is fine. But are you going to put all that effort and work in that you could be doing for yourself to get better, to ensure the family is taken care of, but you bet it all on your family and fucking friends? That goes back to having number 1, that rare find, that rare hand of a circle of people that really rock with you. Most of the time, that's not the case, especially if you genuinely feel and think like an outlier from your fucking environment. You're genuinely trying to get out the hood without selling dope, without robbing, without breaking in cars, without doing a bunch of stereotypical hood shit. You're trying to work your way out the hood. How many people are actually going to be supporting you? We've heard these stories again and again and again and again and again. No support until they become that millionaire. And if they become that millionaire and they don't give back to the same fucking community that always shunned them for working and moving different and checking their ego, checking their pride, then they're a sellout because they didn't just give their money away. Check your fucking ego. Sometimes it is time to walk away because guess what? You're going to get another hand. There's going to be other games. You're going to have to do a comparison and contrast. Sometimes you just need to do number 4 and pause and don't fold. But you also got to take into consideration number 5. Check your ego. Don't go all in just to avoid losing. You just not going to accept the loss. You're just not going to take the fucking lesson.
This is letter L, upper and lowercase letter L.
Take the loss, learn the lesson, come back better for another hand at the same game, or be patient enough to wait till the next game because you know you're not going to stop playing. You're not going to stop playing the game of life. This isn't about poker again. You're not going to stop playing the game of life until somebody putting you in the ground. So why not take a step back and breathe? Why would you throw all that shit in there and then take these massive losses as you're still living. Let me get to y'all comments. Where we leave off at. Let me see. Bingo. Jose is cooking tonight.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
The only person that can stop you is yourself. You got to take a pause. You got to go a little bit harder. You got to learn you. You have to learn you. This is why I'm so big about, again, helping men find a positive fucking. You know how I can move through? I'm not saying I'm just this emotionless being walking around, but I move through a lot of other bullshit that a lot of other people are on because I took the time to know myself. I've said it once, I'm going to keep saying it. A lot of guys don't like themselves because they don't know themselves. They don't know themselves because they can't take the time with themselves. They don't like hanging out with themselves because, again, it's constantly in full circle. You don't know yourself because you don't spend enough time with yourself to find out who you are. So you don't find out who you are, so you don't know yourself, so you don't like yourself. So you constantly got to be around people doing the same old shit that it seems like everybody is doing and having so much fun and regular taking losses. The road to hell looks like heaven. The pathway to heaven, you're going to go through hell.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Keep going with y'all comments. I appreciate that, Jose. Chelsea says, 4 is what I need to do more of. Respect. We all have them on here, Chelsea. That is what Kofa's here for. I'm going to tell y'all mine. I'm going to go through that list again. I'll tell y'all mine before the end of the night. BT says, I had dealers tell me to take a break and come back. If the dealer is telling you, hey, bruh, take a chill pill. You might be going a little bit too hard. Something's wrong. Hopefully you heeded their advice, BT. BT says, I remember my manager lost $6,000 in 1 hour.
No.
Because of his ego.
But wait, it gets worse.
That's crazy, bro. Brother Malika says, within the game of life, you have to learn how to play it logically, adapt, big part, be tenacious, and win on your terms. Do the shit the other guy won't do.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Let me see. Jose says, don't fold, but keep your circle small, guys. There will always be things you notice. Indeed. Let me see. Malika says, always be the outlier. Y'all, the letter L. We got to take losses and lessons. Salute to BT. Salute to the clip of the letter L. Let me see who. Oh, DRX. Salute, bro. I forgot to shout you out. Appreciate you being in.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
All right, let's keep on cooking, y'all. Like I said, we are almost done. Let's bring up number 6. We're going to let him close out. Then I'll give y'all my closing thoughts. Boom, boom. Number 6, stack the lessons, not the losses. We kind of already touched on this. Focus on the next win. So we're going to let him close out. Let's get back to it.
Anything else where there's no shortcuts, it's really just about the repetition. You have to repeatedly
back a little bit.
Play heads up, even if I knew it was a bad decision. When it comes down to it, like any situations where you're disappointed, train your mind to start putting less weight on the failures and more on what there is to be learned from the situation. Eventually, you're gonna find a way to succeed if you just don't give up on trying to excel at something. Feel free to share your own experiences about these subjects. Leave a comment below with anything you want to add. Good luck and see you guys next time.
Let me pause this real quick. Andy stacks poker. So salute to Andy.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Bring it back on me. Salute to him for that little tidbit of life lessons. I just kind of wanted to touch on that night again. I was just thinking, didn't want to get all salacious. I could have talked Diddy. I could have talked a lot of other stuff, but it is what it is. Again, I try not to just focus on all the hype stuff. It's cool, it's good, but I really want to talk to brothers, bro. You got to change your mindset and keep fucking going and keep pursuing something better than what everybody expects you to pursue. With that said, number 6, stack the lessons, not the losses. Salute to BT.
This is letter L. upper and lowercase letter L.
Back on me. Stack the lessons, not the losses. Focus on the next win. Put less weight on the failures. We just heard him say it. Put less weight on the failures and more focus on the lessons to get to the next win. Nobody likes to lose. I will tell you what, there's 82 games in an NBA season. I would rather go 41-41 if I can make the playoffs and still end up winning an NBA championship.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I will take a 6th, 7th, 8th seed that fought and won an NBA ring ultimately. Took all those losses during the season. I would rather take all those losses during the season, ultimately getting the big win. Let me get BT's comment real quick before he slides up out of here. He says, I love this comment. I know he's getting ready for his live. So BT, we're going to slide over there and holler at you when we're done. I'm really going to wrap up within the next few minutes. So I appreciate that. BT said, sounds like a true Knicks fan. Happy with going 50%. If that's going to get me my ring, yep, I'll be that Knicks fan.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
If taking losses during the regular season means I learned something about certain teams and how to maneuver, I will take that fucking loss during the regular season and ultimately get that win. Stack the lessons, not the losses. Focus on the win. Focus on the next win. Don't put so much weight on what you took a L for. We just, all my hosts, D-Montai, salute to you. I'm grateful. Welcome to the family. I appreciate it. Just subscribe. I appreciate you joining the Growth Talk family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and get Quiet Storm 5 spot. He says, got it. Hotter than fish grease.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Look, BT says you're not getting the ring. Hopefully Crown will get one in his lifetime. The Knicks are setting it up, bro. I'm going to ride till the fucking wheels fall off. See, this is one of these people, you know, you don't have, BT isn't part of my rare basketball hand of friends. He has no love, no support for the New York Knicks. So I got to kind of keep him to the side during the NBA season. No, we go back and forth. Y'all know how me and BT do. Quiet Storm, appreciate you being in here, bro. I appreciate the 5 spot. Let me see. So Chelsea says, it's refreshing you are not talking about the hype stuff and giving productive advice we can learn and grow from. I appreciate that. Sis.
You go, girl!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know my numbers are always going to be lower when I do these types of live, but it's okay. Mike says, these last $2. I'm going to hit you with it, Mike.
These last $2.
Jose with another gem. He says, remember everybody, your past you cannot change, but you may can change your future. You got to put forth an effort. Again, let me bring that down. Boom. Stack the lessons, not the losses, y'all. I'm gonna get to y'all comments before we close out. We've beat this horse to death, but if we can talk, salute to brother TJ RBN of the Through the Fire podcast. Salute to that brother. He said, if we can have these dick and pussy conversations on repeat, we can have some of these conversations on repeat. So I'm going to keep beating that into your head. Take the lessons, not the losses. It's okay. That letter L, you can take the loss, man. Where's the lesson? How are you going to get better? And I know my audiences of people around my age group. Appreciate that, Quiet Storm. Around my age group. So a lot of us have learned. We have taken those losses. It's okay. But what I want us to start doing when we're having these conversations with our families and friends, stop folding. Stop getting frustrated, because I know I have. So I'm talking to somebody. You try to have these conversations with your nieces and nephews and, you know, younger people, and then you got older people with a childish ass mind state that's your same age, and they're giving this young person or this child some poor ass advice, especially with men, in particular black men. A lot of people love to overtalk us. They always look at us as fucking children a lot of times. But the brothers be dropping gems if people will shut the fuck up and listen a lot of times. So my challenge to the brothers is start giving pushback and standing firm on your square when you're giving this type of sound advice. Let that young man know he's not going to get that shit overnight. That ain't got a damn thing to do with you being negative. Because I hear that all the time. You're so negative. You're so pessimistic. No, I'm being honest. It's going to take him about 5 to 10 years to actually build this life portfolio of getting there. If he can get there earlier, cool. I hope he can use this advice and get there. But most people, the majority, I would say well over 75% of young men, there's a certain path you're going to have to walk on, and it's going to take you a little bit longer. But if you take the steps, you'll get there sooner than you normally would have by having to bump your head and take these losses without the lesson. If you just watch how older people move, especially older men. Because one thing I've noticed about men in particular, we're not going to tell these young guys to go do the same shit that we did. See that with the women all the time, the whole go live your best life and all that. They'll watch these girls walk into life's buzzsaw and then blame a man. The older women have done it when they were younger. Now they older women, they're blaming the men in their age group, and they're going to tell the young women to blame the men in their age group. Men don't move like that. I have yet to see one cat come out doing 20, 25 years in prison and say, you know what, jail was the shit.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
We will never tell a young man to go out there and be worse than what we were. Never. And if you find a man that does that, the times I've seen it, it's been some street dude, and 9 times out of 10, he moved like a fucking woman. I'll just say it in that regard. Let me keep on going. Where are we at? Where was I at? Damn. Mike says, oh yeah, I hit you with the last $2. BT, whose username? I don't know what I missed. I might have missed that. Anyway, let me get the Malika's comment. He says, there's no shortcuts to winning, just hard work, repetition, sacrifice, and constant focus. Indeed. All my hoes demonetized. Yes. He said, all becoming a man is taking L's.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Take the L, bro. Learn the lesson. We keep doing the comparison. You're 100% right, bro. Thank you. And then once you get to that point and you really know how to win, you actually know how to enjoy the win. It's not about the popping bottles and a bunch of hoes and this, that, and the third. You get to sit your ass down. People don't appreciate that. I don't give a fuck how charismatic, how many women you running, how much money you have, how many damn passport stamps you got in your passport book. One thing every man across the board enjoy doing: sitting the fuck down and breathing.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I don't got shit to worry about today. I ain't got to do shit. Look, my mama ain't called. My kids ain't called. My old lady ain't getting on my nerve. I get to sit my motherfucking ass down.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Can't wait to do it. Because we know the work that we've put in. We know the L's we've taken. Appreciate that, AMHD. I appreciate that, good brother. Let me see. Brother Jose back at it. He says, if you don't learn from your losses, you're going nowhere. Just keep thinking forward, because we cannot change the past. Indeed. See, Brother Jose says, broken. Y'all speaking. Oh, Jose, big one. Keep your children away from those kind of people. We have to be vigilant. Indeed. I don't give a fuck if it's your brother or your sister. Keep your children away from certain negative people, because they're going to try to attack you by getting to your damn children. I'm not going to get all deep and spiritual tonight. We already got deep enough. BT says, if a man tell you if jail is fun, he getting his back broken.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Oh, did I skip the super chat? I thought I hit you. Oh, $2. Shit. Appreciate it. These last $2, RP Auntie Sean from the Shot. Indeed. I saw it come in on the screen. I forgot to read it. My bad. Appreciate that, Quiet Storm.
These last $2.
Oh, RP to Auntie Sean from the Shot. Oh my God, man. That shit is still weird not having her here, bro. Sometimes I look at them damn text messages and she be telling me, keep going, from the old text messages, bro. And I will not delete them. I'm not letting that shit go. I appreciate that, Quiet Storm. I needed that one, bro. And look, he said, look, God damn it. He said, I see why BT troll you now. I made a mistake. God damn, y'all see what I'm talking about? Brothers can't even make a mistake, man. I learned my lesson, bro. I took my L. I learned my lesson. I'm sorry. I appreciate you, Quiet Storm. Let's go ahead and get ready to roll up out here. Let's roll through these lessons again. Shout out to, I forgot the guy's name, but I'm going to go back to the video because I want to make sure that's on here. He was talking about these.
There's been nothing more humbling for me than master.
Fast forward that.
There's been nothing more humbling experience.
Andy Stacks Poker. Salute to Andy. Andy's coming. Y'all know I'm a dad with Toy Story references. All right, let's run through these lessons again. We're going to go through 1 through 6. Rare cards. Finding real friends at the table is going to be rare. Having true friends in certain environments is rare. Y'all know people can be cutthroat. You know they can be liars. They can be full of self-interest. It just is what it is. So be careful. Like Jose said, try to keep your circle small and always keep a lookout. Number 2, know your hand. The variables you hold with people. What variables do you have when dealing with people? How are you benefiting them? And they may not be benefiting you. How are they benefiting you? Make sure it's mutual. It's not about using people, but you always want to move forward in life. And again, if you have those rare friends, you can do with that. You can do that with, you are blessed. So try to make that shit happen. Know your hand, bro. Take the time to sit down and look at what you're working with. Come up with a plan, strategize, and do your best to execute. Number 3 is your move. So now you got your strategy, right? What you gonna do? That's on the nose. What are you gonna do? You have to cross over from this one. You got to make something happen. Salute to Chelsea. She says she has a problem with number 4. It's okay. She says, pause, don't fold, read the room, play without sympathy. I struggle with that one too, with the sympathy part. Sometimes you're going to have to be as cutthroat when you're sitting there at the table. Family, friends, co-workers, in order to get to that next step. Pause, don't stop, learn to read. There's no sympathy when you're sitting there because they don't have it for you. Ego. Check your ego. Don't go all in just to avoid losing. Keep doing the same thing. This is probably the one I struggle with. And I'll tell you where I struggled with it. It was at my job. Because I had put so many years in, so much time in, kept things afloat. I really did. And I would never say that out loud before because it sounded so arrogant. You can suck a diseased dick. I kept that fucking office afloat for a good while. Some other shit happened on the back end where I didn't get I told y'all before, where I didn't get a promotion I believe I should have got. It's not a I deserve. I earned that motherfucker. So yeah, now it's time for me to walk away. I had to check my ego instead of going all in for the bird that I had in hand versus the 2 in the bush. Now I'm going after the 2 in the bush. I think I've learned enough lessons to be skilled enough to catch both of them. So if you get all the metaphors, y'all know how I get sometimes. So check your ego. Don't go all in just to avoid losing. Check your addictive ego of not losing, because that's a addictive part of the ego too. I don't want to lose. I don't even want to look like I'm losing. So this is where you get the whole fake it till you make it thing. But number 5, checking your ego. This shit fit right along with my job. Yeah. So number 6, let's go. Stack the lessons, not the losses. Focus on the next win. Now this one I'm great at. I'll take a licking and keep on ticking. I'll take the losses, turn them into lessons, and try to get better. Again, this is what I was trying to do in my job before. But again, I don't have full control over that. As Jose alluded to earlier, the house always wins. Roger got it. I get to go play at another table now. Yep, that was the last one. Stack the lessons, not the losses. Bring this down, bring it back on me, get to these last few comments. Where we at? Okay, boom. Chelsea says, yeah, the sympathy part is what I got to work on. I understand. There's bits and pieces, but hopefully you guys got the metaphor tonight. I love the thumbnail. I'm a Gambit fan for my Marvel people. I'm a Gambit fan. You get to charge your cards. The hand that you're dealt, the cards you're playing with, you get to charge them with your energy. You get to apply them how you want to. You got to be able to read the room, know who's there in your corner, who isn't. I'm not going to keep beating this metaphor in your head. We'll come up with another one and just try to kind of expand on it, because I have noticed that there are a lot of people, 50s, 40s, mid 30s, which is okay, but 40s and up, that are just now trying to get things together because we stayed in this rut of staying. My generation, I'll say 43, we were like the last generation where you were supposed to work for that company until you died. And a lot of us had the rug pulled out from under us. I'll say kind of late, roughish, early, in adulthood, maybe in like 2015, something like that. So anywhere between that window where you're crossing over that threshold of 27 to 35 in adulthood, a lot of us had that rug pulled out because a lot of these companies, I'll say 2008, a lot of these companies started folding. That hit our generation, I believe, the hardest. Because again, we can't even get to the point where we could stack something to have something in retirement. A little bit older generation, they had already made their money, so they might have lost some things here or there. We weren't even in that space where we could gain. So after that bubble kind of turned around, I'll say in the mid 2010s, then we had to start relearning these lessons. But it's okay. You can still get there. Put forth the effort. You learned the lessons. You done took your bumps and bruises. You can still get to where you want to get to. You can still achieve the goals you want to achieve. One of my biggest ones, I told y'all, I'm moving. By the time I come back within the next 4 years, I say roughly 5 at the max, I want to have my house paid off. Before I retire, that is a big goal of mine, is to have the deed in hand. So I'm saying it here on live. Internet is forever. Bumps and bruises up and down. That is a major goal for me to accomplish, is to pay off this house before I go take my ass overseas.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Let me see. I think I got the last comment of the night from Jose. He says, everybody gets a card. Sometimes it's not fair, but your reaction is what counts. Indeed, good brother. So replay this live. Go see what Andy's talking about over there in his life metaphors for poker. Keep fucking with Growth Talk Entertainment. I appreciate everybody that was in here. I appreciate all the super chats, super stickers. Let me check my Cash App real quick. Y'all know I'm horrible at checking that. So let me double check, see if I got anything. Bam. All right, cool. All right. No Cash Apps. If you did send one and it hasn't come through yet, my apologies. Blame the equipment, not your boy. But I appreciate all the super chats, super stickers, any Cash Apps, anybody who's gone through growthtalkent.com to get a shirt, a hoodie, a journal, coffee mug, whatever the case is. Go through and check that out. I appreciate everybody being in here. Once again, I've been your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not Kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. I'm going to leave you like always. I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace. I'll catch y'all later this week, man. We'll circle back.